Yeah, it's just whether or not we take them over.
I feel incredibly sad. I mean, he's 99, he's had such a long life, and I feel really sad for their partnership.
Absolutely saddened. I think he was a true inspiration, not only to his generation, to our generation, to my generation. And it is a very sad day. He lived a life dedicated to service for the United Kingdom, and I think he's one of the strongest men and a truly inspirational person.
Oh, I would love to go. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Halo semuanya, salam dari Liverpool. Kembali lagi bersama Satria Ponde Reaction. Kali ini kalian udah tahu semua bahwa kemarin hari Jumat Prince Philip, Pangeran Philip, suami dari Ratu Inggris itu meninggal hari Jumat loh guys. Buset, pengen lah kalau meninggal nanti hari Jumat. Anyway, itu bukan kekuasaan kita. Ya, RIP buat Prince Philip. Semoga dia tenang, udah mulai tenang sekarang. So, sedikit tentang ini bahwa kerajaan ini bukan apa ya. Ya kalau kita bahas tentang kerajaan Inggris sebenarnya manfaatnya sama orang apa, nggak jelas juga. Tapi jauh, kalau saya sendiri, saya suka banget tentang sejarah kerajaan, apa yang terjadi di kerajaan. Ikut aja itu, memfollow sebagai entertainment, bukan sebagai knowledge atau ilmu sih, tapi lebih ke pengen tahu aja gitu loh, karena komersial banget ya kan. Jadi nggak ada orang hebat itu harus tahu tentang kerajaan Inggris, enggak, tapi itu tergantung dengan interest, kesukaan masing-masing aja sih sebenarnya. Ya, ini adalah sebuah entertainment, jadi jangan pikir kenapa kita repot ya di kerajaan. No, nggak ada yang repot. Kita nonton TV juga, siapa yang mau peduli nonton TV ya kan, nonton film itu hanya ada apa ya, hobi kita aja sih sebenarnya kalau menurut saya, karena nggak ada link sama sekali antara saya atau negara saya atau agama dan lain-lain, background saya ke kerajaan. Jadi benefit ke saya itu aja, entertainment aja. So saya mau ngajak kalian yang hobinya sama-sama saya, interestnya yang sama, kita menonton bareng silsilah dari Prince Philip ini. Yang jelas beliau juga orang bangsawan, orang kerajaan. Itu salah satu cucunya atau keturunan dari Queen Victoria, nenek moyangnya Queen Elizabeth juga. Jadi kerajaan di Eropa ini banyak ininya hubungan-hubungannya. Jadi mereka sama-sama orang-orang kerajaan juga, satu keturunan mungkin kali ya. So let's go watch it guys.
His family was part of European royalty. He was a prince of Greece, but his ancestors were largely Danish, German and Russian. Philip had a rootless childhood. His family was banished from Greece, his parents separated, and he was sent to Gordonston School in northern Scotland. The Spartan atmosphere there suited him. As the Second World War loomed, Philip was an 18-year-old Royal Navy cadet at Dartmouth. Majesty, walking down the ranks of the cadets. And when the King and Queen visited the college, they brought with them their 13-year-old daughter, Princess Elizabeth. According to witnesses, Philip showed off a great deal, but the meeting had made a deep impression on the princess. Philip served in the Royal Navy with distinction during the war. When the fighting ended, he started to escort Elizabeth to family gatherings. He changed his name to Philip Mountbatten and became a British citizen. The public realised there was a romance. Yet within Buckingham Palace, Philip was regarded with suspicion. One courtier wrote privately that he was rough, uneducated, and would probably not be faithful. But Elizabeth was deeply in love, and in the summer of 1947, the palace announced their engagement. It is with the greatest pleasure that the King and Queen announced the betrothal of their dearly beloved daughter, the Princess Elizabeth, to Lieutenant Philip Mountbatten, R.A. On the 20th of November 1947, the newly created Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, stood within Westminster Abbey, and in exchanged marriage vows with the heir to the British throne. In 1952, the couple set off on a tour of the Commonwealth. The King came with them to the airport. It was the last time they were to see King George VI, who, unknown to his daughter, was in the final stages of lung cancer.
It was a farewell. It was also, as events turned out, goodbye.
It was at a hunting lodge in Kenya that Philip told his wife of her father's death. Someone who was there said Philip looked as though half the world had dropped on him. They returned to London to lead the national mourning.
And now here is the Queen.
His wife was now Queen. Philip was there in support, but he was never given the title Prince Consort, and his role was undefined. He channeled some of his restless energy into a boisterous social life. He and a group of male friends met every week in rooms above a restaurant in London Soho. There were long convivial lunches, visits to nightclubs, and glamorous companions. By the 1960s, Philip's life was more settled. He and the Queen had completed their family with 2 more children, Andrew and Edward, who joined Charles and Anne, and he had found a new role for himself.
Is it the 18th of you working on the 18th?
From his office in the palace, he promoted issues in which he had a personal interest.
40 minutes to get around the world. I was in a bit of a rush. It made you a little muddled.
Yet diplomacy seemed alien to him. He urged British industry to pull its finger out and complained on American television that the royal family didn't have enough money.
Inevitably, if nothing happens, we should either have to move into smaller premises, you know.
The salad is ready.
And for many years, he toured the globe as president of the then World Wildlife Fund, speaking out about the need to conserve nature.
We depend on being part of the web of life. We depend on every other living thing on this planet, just as much as they depend on us.
He promoted technology, helped underprivileged children, and had a lifelong interest in spiritual issues. But his most lasting creation was the scheme named after him, the Duke of Edinburgh's Award, which encouraged young people to realise their potential.
Kenal sekali di sini.
Give young people a chance to discover their own abilities for themselves as an introduction to the responsibilities and interests of the grown-up world, and incidentally, to make new friends and have a great deal of fun and satisfaction in the present.
No decade was more difficult for the royal family than the 1990s. The death of Diana, Princess of Wales, was both a family tragedy and a moment of tension for the monarchy. It was the Queen to whom the country looked for public comfort. It was Philip to whom the Queen turned for private support.
And still Prince William with his head hung, walking next to his grandfather.
It was Philip whose gentle encouragement had persuaded William and Harry to walk behind their mother's coffin to her funeral. And contrary to his sometimes insensitive image, it had been Philip who had taken the lead in trying to understand the domestic problems of his children, prompted perhaps by his own memories of what it's like to marry into the royal family. Philip remained physically active at an age when most men would have relished retirement. He went carriage driving, and he was still carrying out more engagements than many younger members of the family. By the time of his 90th birthday in June 2011, celebrated at his insistence with little fanfare, he'd accepted that it was time to slow down a little.
90 tahun.
With less responsibility, less frantic rushing about, less preparation, less trying to think of something to say. Top of that, memories going, I can't remember names. Yes, I'm just sort of winding down.
There was little immediate evidence, though, of any winding down. Despite a serious health scare at Christmas 2011, when he had to be taken to hospital with a blocked coronary artery, he remained at the Queen's side for most of her Diamond Jubilee programme, which took them the length and breadth of the country. It It wasn't until 2017 that the Duke, then aged 96, carried out his final solo engagement. It was a parade for the Royal Marines on the forecourt of Buckingham Palace.
Masih tegap kayak ini ya, 96.
It was pouring with rain, but as ever, duty took priority. He took his time meeting those on parade and taking the salute as the Marines marched past to bid him farewell. His life after that was much quieter and spent mostly at the Queen's estate at Sandringham. It was there in January 2019, while he was driving himself from the estate, that he survived a serious road accident. His vehicle overturned, he was badly shaken, and he surrendered his driving license shortly afterwards. By now, he was rarely seen in public. There were occasional appearances at family occasions such as weddings, yet he remained a supportive figure to the Queen and his family. Throughout all the monarchy's many ups and downs since the Second World War, Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, the longest-serving consort in British history, was the restless outsider who put his wife and duty first. In doing so, he fulfilled his coronation oath of allegiance to Elizabeth, his Queen. Their marriage and his support were the essential foundations which underpinned the success of her reign. In a speech to celebrate their golden wedding anniversary, the Queen spoke of the debt that she and the country owed him.
He is someone who doesn't take easily to compliments, but he has quite simply been my strength and stay all these years. And I and his whole family, and this and many other countries, owe him a debt greater than he would ever claim, or we shall ever know.
Wow. RH Prince Philip artinya His Royal Highness Prince Philip. Jadi namanya itu kan dari Duke of Edinburgh. Kalau nggak salah itu dari karena beliau di Scotland dulunya. Jadi kalau Prince Charles, beliau belajar di Wales, dekat ke negara Wales, jadi dia Prince of Wales. Gitulah alokasi dari gelar-gelarnya. Jadi kalau kalian lihat di Netflix, memang itu gambaran dari keadaan kerajaan Inggris, tapi 70% itu nggak benar. Secara summary-nya, secara garis besarnya memang benar, tapi detail dari di Netflix itu orang kerajaan bilang nggak benar, itu disesuaikan dengan kebutuhan penonton sebagai drama. Well, bagaimana menurut kalian? Kalau menurut saya sih, yang jelas siapapun dari kerajaan atau orang biasa yang masuk ke kerajaan Inggris itu tantangannya pasti sangat besar. Seperti video sebelumnya saya bilang masalah Meghan juga. Cuman ya itulah, kalau sudah berkomitmen untuk masuk kerajaan, bagaimanapun harus mengadopsi dan harus, kalau ingin bertahan di sana ya harus harus menerima, harus mencari jalannya sendiri. Susah juga sih sebenarnya. Orang-orang ini bukan orang-orang senang guys, walaupun mereka adalah orang-orang kerajaan ya, yang uang sama kekuatan bukanlah tujuan utama hidup mereka sekarang ini. Tujuan mereka itu adalah reputasi guys, kelanjutan seterusnya, bagaimana kerajaan Inggris ini agar dihargai. Jadi kayak Prince Philip juga yang dari keluarga kerajaan juga susah menyesuaikan diri di kerajaan Inggris, karena institusi di kerajaan Inggris itu memang harus dipatuhi, bukan aturan yang sekedar aturan aja, karena banyak dari publik, wartawan, media, itulah yang musuh berat mereka sebenarnya. Makanya itu kehidupan mereka itu mereka jaga sekali, sikap mereka dijaga, ya tau lah ya gimana. Jangankan orang kerajaan, artis saja juga kayak gitu sebenarnya. Nah, apakah Ratu Inggris akan mengalihkan jabatannya? Ini kan jadi pertanyaan juga nih di Inggris sekarang. Apakah Ratu Inggris akan ngasih ke Prince Charles, ya udah kamu aja jadi raja sekarang? No, nggak ada satu orang pun yang bilang ya. Soalnya di sini bukan karena beliau egois karena udah tua, nggak. Tapi kalian lihat aja umur di atas 90-an, fungsi dari pemikiran mereka, kesehatan mereka, ya pastilah ya, banyak dokter profesional kalau mereka sakit pasti obat-obatannya top banget lah ya dikasih. Tapi itu apa namanya itu aktivitas yang lebih kalau menurut saya ya, yang lebih menolong mereka, baik itu segi kesehatan secara fisik dan mental mereka. Karena banyak orang di sini juga mereka semakin tua semakin pengen aktif, mereka nggak mau duduk. Unfortunately, seperti amak saya, beliau dulu itu salah pola. Karena di sekitar di kampung saya itu orang-orang kalau udah mulai punya uang pengennya senang, ya kan? Sebenarnya nggak, banyak sekali orang-orang kaya di dunia ini. Kenapa sih mereka nggak senang aja, nyantai aja gitu? No, karena apa, mentality, saraf kita itu kalau nggak bekerja jadi kendor juga, kayak komputer kalau nggak difungsiin lagi kendor ya rusak, ya kan? Jadi itulah salah satu tujuan mereka agar semakin aktif sampai mereka meninggal, sampai mereka nggak bisa lagi sebenarnya. Dan keberuntungannya bagi keluarga kerajaan karena mereka punya fasilitas, punya pelayanan terbaik semuanya, jadi kesehatan mereka semakin apa namanya itu ya mendukung lah ya namanya orang meninggal semua kan ajal dan lain-lain. Tapi karena bantuan itulah mereka semakin kuat dan mereka ingin beraktivitas walaupun umurnya udah lebih dari 90-an, gila. Nah, Prince Philip ini sangat kontroversial sekali dan beliau membawa kehidupan modern ke kerajaan, dan itu beliau berusaha gitu ya kan merubah gaya institusi kayak Meghan sekarang. Tapi ya nggak bisa, karena bukan masalah itu. Kalau kerajaan bersikap seperti orang biasa, misalnya ada yang menghina misalnya, terus mereka menghina balik, ya orang-orang akan, lu orang kerajaan tapi lu bersikap seperti orang biasa, dimana respect kita ke lu gitu. Jadi di sini makanya kalian lihat Dale bilang fuck the queen, bla bla bla. Nggak ada jadi masalah sih sebenarnya buat mereka, tapi mereka nggak akan menghiraukan hal-hal yang seperti itu karena akan menjelekkan nama mereka sendiri, seperti komunis lah jadinya, karena mereka ingin dihargai. So, dan banyak juga isu-isu tentang Prince Philip ini waktu baru-baru ya, ada juga di Netflix kalau nggak salah. Itu kayaknya benar. Nah, media di sini juga memberitakan hal-hal seperti itu, mabuk-mabukan, bertengkar sama Queen, sama Ratu Elizabeth dan lain-lainnya, wajar lah ya. Dan akhirnya beliau mendapatkan arah apa namanya itu, jalannya bagaimana mengatasi situasi atau mengadaptasi rule, aturan kerajaan, sampai 99 tahun. Wow. So, sebentar lagi kayaknya, kalau nggak salah bulan Juni 100 tahun umurnya. Tapi ajal udah menyebut. Wow. So, itulah guys reaksi kita, nonton bareng kita. Semoga kalian enjoy. Dan bagaimana menurut kalian, silahkan drop komen di bawah. Dan terima kasih sudah ikut bareng menonton sama saya. So, dari Liverpool, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye-bye.